Hello everyone, I am Ayu Pirdayanti. In the sections, I will share the information about online learning. So, what is online learning? Online learning is a learning process that requires the students to study with technology instead of a physical classroom. So, online learning here also means that any learning, any form of learning that conducted partly or fully over the internet. Online learning certainly be different with teaching on-site, like absence of a physical teaching space, and then planning and create online class content, and then communicating, and then delayed feedback, and then class participation. Because in this online learning, your attending will be replaced with class participation or with your participation in online classroom. And then there are two types of online learning. The first one is synchronous learning and the second one is asynchronous learning. Synchronous learning mean that things are happening at the same time. It is not exactly anywhere, anyhow, and anytime. If an online learning is being taught in a real time, it is happening in a synchronous time frame. So in synchronous learning, the teachers and the students will communicate things within at the same time frame. While asynchronous learning means that the things are happen in a different time. For example, the teachers maybe post the online materials at 10 a.m. on Monday in Bali, so the learners can be accessed and respond to online materials anywhere and anytime. So asynchronous learning allows for flexibility for pace, place, time, time and participation. In online learning also has learning management system or LMS. In learning management system have some basic features are announcement, syllabus, lesson, discussion forum, drop boxes or assignment upload, gradebooks, course mail and resources. Announcements Announcement features is the place where the teachers can communicate the important updates to the class, while the syllabus is an essential component for the course environment. It is provide the structures for the course um, and the outline of the course. And then the lessons are the core constructional convenience for the course. In lessons replace the discussions, activities, and lectures that may take place in an on-site classroom. And then discussion forums features is an asynchronous communication thing that allows for exchange the idea through the use of board format. And then Dropboxes is a digital space which presentations, link website, and more can be upload back of the students and can be accessed by the teachers. And then Gradebook features is a tool that displays the students' participation, assignments, reading, and project grades. Course mail features is asynchronous communicating that enables to the teachers can send the message to the class members and view received archives and online course message. In online course, digital readings and references are organized in sections commonly referred as resources. This is the example of introduction writing. Dear class, welcome to week 3 of collaboration technologies. For this week, please continue reading Physical Design Basic. The details are explained in the week 3 lesson. Later this week, I will be posting the final paper assignment. I will make an announcement in the course and send an email notification indicating where you can find the assignment description details. Please feel free to contact me with any questions. Happy reading, as Ms. Pirda. And then online learning must be attractive. So why online learning must be attractive? Because to attract the students that want to learn about the content in online material, and also make the students easily understand about the contents of the online course, and also make the students not feel bored to see or to enjoy the online course. Of course, to make the online course to be attractive, the online course must have good visual designs. So, in to make good visual designs, also of course need some elements. The first one is backlight out, and then text, and then graphic elements and colors. Backlight out is uncluttered and open. There is sufficient space, the text stands out and easy to read. And then text. In a text, you can setting the headings and subheadings. Use an universal sans serif web references, and then you can setting font size, and you can use bold and italic, and then or you can use underlining is used only for hyperlink. And then in graphic elements, you can use icons, shading, and color, and also you can use bullets. And last, color. Colors is used with purpose, so there is a good contrast between text and background. So in to make a good visual design, you can setting the colors of the element material. And then next, there are types of online learning activities. The first one is class discussions, and then journal writing, share knowledge base, practice exercises, projects, and effective activities. In class discussions, you can use tools, discussion forum, and the various learning activities that you can use in class discussions like um, answer and questions, and building a class community, and then weekly topic discussions. In journal writing, you can use tools, blog, and in share knowledge page, you can use wiki, and in practice exercises, you can use what's that? You can use testing or quizzing. In projects, you can use wikis, blog, testing or quizzing, and discussion forum. In receptive activities, you can use podcasts, YouTube, and Google. And next, if you as a teacher and then your online discussions not going well, then you as a teacher can optimize online discussions. The first one, you can define expectations, or you mentioned that the students' participations will be counting, and the teachers can choose a topic for each post and have a conflict resolution planning phase, and take an active role in the online discussions, reduce online group size, and make participation optional. And then learning and then in the online learning, have learning research that can be used to engage learners in online learning. The first one is text-based supplementary researches, and then image, audio and video, expert voices, experiences. And then to make an effective assessment, you can use the relationship between learning outcomes and assessment as evidence. And an assessment determines the degree to which the learners have achieved the required learning outcomes, and course includes ongoing and frequent assessment. For example, you can to make effective assessments, you can put audio, for example, the link of YouTube, and then you put the PDF or Word material so the students can access, and then you give the example of ask the students to make a summary, and then you assess the reading or listening or writing of the students. And then next, the basic elements to consider when building an online course. The basic elements to consider when building an online course are learning outcomes, the online syllabus, the course outline, and from course outline to lesson. Learning outcomes are the core of a process that creates courses. In learning outcomes are measurable and specific, and the wording used to define learning outcomes is clear and defined, and then course material is sufficient and directly relate to learning outcomes, and resources and activities support learning outcome, and assessment determine the degree to which the learners have achieved the required learning outcomes. Throughout that I explained before are the related standards that have in learning outcomes. And then next the online syllabus. The online syllabus includes additional items that are specific to online needs. The first one is communication strategy and a clear description of the course time frame and format, and then guidelines for online class participations, and then technical requirement and support, and the last is the detailed course offline. And then the course outline. The online course outline is a calendar and a to-do list, and presents a sequence of events, assignments, readings, activities, and course deliverable. And in the from course outline to lessons, uh, building the lessons and sections, units and lessons are really just organizing structures. The midst of the course is within the sections or segments. So, or the chunk within each lesson. So the introductions and summaries are provided at the beginning and the end of units. Now learning outcomes are measurable and specific, and then the wording used to define learning outcome is clear and definitive, and course materials is sufficient and directly relate to the learning outcome. And then for the last, the example of one online lesson in the class for one meeting. I as a teacher in drama class in the 5th semester in English language education, and I will write introduction to writing in online course as I said before in the previous material, and then maybe I also make additions like please download the following script and study it with your friends. You can watch and listen to how the script is played in the following play and productions. So in this online material, you can put the story, you can put the PDF or the word material. For example, in the drama class in 5th semester in English language education, I choose the materials, the story of Rising in the Sun. And then here you can add with the link of the YouTube that the students access the link. And then after I make instructions. After reading the PDF file and listening to the video, please write 5 until 10 sentences of what you think about the play. You can say about the characters, the story, or how the story makes you feel. If possible, you can also comment on your friends' opinions. So, I can conclude here that I, as a teacher, make an online course in a drama class. I ask the students to read about the story of Rising in the Sun with the PDF file that I share, and I ask the students to listen and watch the video in the link YouTube they have been shared, and then I ask the students to write 5 until 10 sentences that relate with the story or the videos in the link YouTube. I think this is a good online materials that share the students, because the assignments can be assessed with the writing skill, and then listening skill, and then a reading skill. Okay, I think that's all about my explanations about